Good morning, folks. Good morning, Naren. Good, yep, delightful capitalism cocaine. What a note to start on. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Apologies for starting late. One of the I guess unforeseen difficulties of streaming in the mornings is I'm not a morning person, like at all, like even remotely. So it's a bit difficult for me to get up in the morning, and I had a few things that I needed to do before I got this stream started as well. So we're gonna jump right into it. But yeah, welcome back to Satisfactory. So if you missed last time, if you don't remember what was going on last time, I have the makings of a chemical plant over here. In fact, I have a pretty significant packaged fuel and plastic production line over here. But I ran my whole network out of power building all this stuff, and I needed a stopgap, and I have built a stopgap. Unfortunately, I built it in a rather unintelligent spot because this is where I want to build the rest of my chemical plant. So what we're going to do, I'm going to stopgap even harder. I'm going to go across the street for now to around here. We're going to build a little temporary solution to my power issues. And it's going to come in the form of batteries. And I'm going to let them charge up while we build the next expansion to our oil fields. I'm going to get that hooked in, and then I'm going to lay out the what I actually want for the petrochemical plant. But for right now, let's just zoop out a whole bunch of this over here. Oh, no, that's... Oh, interesting. That's not what I wanted at all. Like, I know it's a stopgap, but I at least want it to look decent. You know what? Why even do this over here? It doesn't matter where you hook these batteries up, and I'm going to want to build stuff here eventually. Let's go back over to the old base, and I'll just wire up a shit ton of batteries over there. Everything is temporary. Shut up. But yeah, I revealed on last night's stream that I've been doing some construction off stream. You can see part of that right there. Mainly just fixing stuff that's not working correctly. But also my concrete plant over there, I did already increase concrete production. I apologize for not making all part of that, but there were some deep flaws in how all that was going, so kind of needed to be ironed out. So yeah, I'm just gonna make a giant platform over here with a irresponsible number of batteries. I guess batteries are kind of a responsible way to handle this stuff. Yeah, power storage. Alright, I can make, just with what I've got in hand, I can make 23 of these things. Might be a problem because I'm not producing frames anymore. I am going to need frames. 100% sure I did that right, but whatever. Oh yeah, at some point I'm gonna unlock daisy chaining. So I'm not gonna have to do things this way anymore. I can just wire all my buildings into each other, but I don't know where in the research tree that happens. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this plugged into here. Okay, so you can't see what I'm doing because, okay. You can't see what I'm doing because I turned everything the wrong way. Alright, so alright, it's gonna take an hour until these things are full. We'll see how that goes. I mean, we got a bunch of stuff to do before then. All right, now frames. I didn't realize. Okay, we have plenty of frames. I'll just take a bunch to make sure. Oh, I want to do another thing with y'all. What's up, QT Goat? This is why you should never stop making anything. Yep. Good morning, PM Collector Boy. Swear the woohoo part in Blur Song 2 is the most endlessly recycled part heard in commercials. Oh, for sure, yeah. I wanted to go ahead and burn a hard drive, not to unlock something cool and new. Well, not to unlock an alternate recipe, but to unlock compacted coal and turbo fuel. Because I'm going to want to do this too, hopefully today.
Compacted coal unlocked. It is physically smaller and more powerful, but its carbon footprint remains enormous. This fuel upgrade can be used in coal-powered generators and vehicles.
Alright, I don't think... I forget where you make compacted coal. Hang on. Has to be produced in an assembler. I need to make just enough to unlock the turbo fuel recipe. Do it right here. Okay, and then we'll put coal and sulfur in here, and we'll let it churn out enough that I can start this process. So it takes 25 coal and 25 sulfur per minute, and makes 20. Okay, so it's all just 1-to-1 here. 12-second processing time. I just need 15 to unlock the next recipe, if I remember correctly. Just have to prove you know what you're doing. Yeah, I'm rather convinced that I'm going to need turbo fuel to make this greater logistics system work. Oh, I need a little bit more of my own fuel. Where do I have that? Yeah. Another stack of this. Russian burn hard drives, can't be certain fumes will give off. Ooh.
Turbo fuel unlocked. This upgrade to regular fuel is optimal for fuel-powered generators, jetpacks, and fulfilling long-distance trucker fantasies.
That's me! She's talking about me, chat. Alright, now, down from there, we also have rocket fuel. That's going to require, obviously, turbo fuel, and I think those are aluminum canisters. And then, at the end of all this is ionized fuel, which requires rocket fuel, and yes, those are power shards. We'll come back to that. The rifle is the other reason why I want to get all of this going. So let's head on over to the outskirts of our whole facility, our whole empire here. And we'll go ahead and start getting the next leg of oil production set up. Also, the other thing I can do. Yeah, do stupid things faster and with more energy. Can I build more? I can. I can build a few more of these to charge those batteries faster. Because, yeah, see, the thing is, I'm going to have to tear all this down. I have a really cool blueprint for fuel-powered generators, actually. You seem to be having some trouble there. Oh, because it's on the junction. That's fine. I think also... Oh yeah, I'm piping in so much of this stuff. I'm just gonna increase this too. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom. Let me kick everything in over here. Okay, cool. Power-wise... Okay, once production stabilizes, that'll all be fine. Production is going to stabilize, right? Okay, let me just make sure. These are 50. Oh yeah, that's... Oh no. That's not actually gonna work. That's gonna be too much. Each of these is going to kick out 60. That's 240. Close enough. Yes, I did finally get a jetpack, yes. So I can zoom around on that. Alright. I'm just going to pretend all that's going to work fine. Because we're going to be back here soon enough anyway. And the main thing is I just want to get those batteries charged. So I can pull this whole thing apart without everything immediately collapsing. So, okay, the other cool thing I did a bunch of things. I wired up all of these lights on Wednesday after the stream. So the whole road network is now well lit, looks good and everything. I put down a bunch of supports. I don't think I did it at the end of this network. I think I was mainly doing that around the main base. I also cleaned up some of these corners on the main base. But the biggest thing I did is I completed this hypertube network, at least as far as I've extended it. So I can take this all the way out to our second oil-producing field, or in the direction of the third one that we're going to expand to right now. So that makes this really convenient. Yeah, we're going that way. There's going to be a further expansion that way that I went ahead and put an end node on. This is quite a journey. We're going this way. Boom. And then it launches you right off the highway. Just right out here. So, okay. Let's do this. Oil is... Might as well see where it is first. Alright. Few hundred meters that away. Oh, and I refrained from collecting stuff, except I couldn't help myself. I grabbed one Mercer sphere, and of course it was one that triggered dialogue between Ada and the entity. They are getting along just swimmingly, chat. Ada is actually learning how to... Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Ada is kind of learning how to speak to the entity on its own terms. Okay, so the oil we want is right across this bay here. Oh, and then there's even more oil. Oh my god, this is a huge oil field. Impure, normal, pure, impure, normal, impure. Okay. All right, this is actually better than I had even hoped. Ada and the entity are about to reproduce the ending of the Ghost in the Shell movie. Well, I'd be here for that. And not just because I'm a sicko. Alright. Let's get this hooked up. Let's get this going. Let's murder this guy over here, and then let's get this going. When expanding petrochemical production, chat, there's always time for a little spot of murder. Okay. So, I think we basically, let's see here. Alright, two-way road, let's put that on 6. Let's put the long one on 7. Let's put the crossroad on 8. Put the hypertube support on 9. Okay. So I think what we want to do here is we want to shimmy this. So that's our normal road. But I think maybe we can shimmy this like one at a time. Now, obviously, this is what I get for not learning how to build curves in this system. But whatever. Okay, that appears to not be shimmying. Well, I mean, let's just see here. Also, we're going over some poison, which is going to be gross and horrid. Good morning, Chaos. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're ready for our petrochemical adventure. Oh, you know what? That is going to work. Just barely, though. But you know what? Just barely is good enough for me. And to be completely honest, once I build these things, I'm never going to look at them again, so. At least not in any way that matters. That funny meme was like, renames DOD to Ministry of War, calls himself the Minister of War, loses first war. It's true. It's true. I mean, there is like, there's no sane way to view what just unfolded over the last couple months as anything other than just a complete failure on every level. Like, we didn't even clear his own, admittedly, extremely low bar for success. And of course, now we have to spend the next months listening to how they achieved every single one of their objectives and didn't spend any money doing it, and yada, yada, yada. So. Tragically, chat, we just live in a deeply, deeply stupid world. Truly the worst timeline. I mean, I'm pretty sure the goal was some kind of like foreign policy win. I'm not even sure how they defined that. But they didn't get it. That's for damn sure. Oh, this looks beautiful. Yeah, that's great. Part of me kind of wants to make sure this is all lined up. The rest of me is just like, it probably doesn't matter. Because I don't think this is... I think this branch of the network is just forever going to be a branch. Out of curiosity, there's a way... There's a way to link up everything you're doing to, like, the global grid. Do you have any idea how that works? There is apparently, like, an unseen global grid for building stuff so that no matter where you're building in the world, everything actually aligns. Shit. Oh, and I redid my four-way crossroad. I took out all the really useless directions and I added in the power poles. Alright, so once again, oil. Alright, there's two right here. There's one over there. Okay. Do you think all of this is happening because of someone in the background, the short selling scam? I mean, I'd be willing to believe anything at this point. Like, everything is just so stupid. I could absolutely believe it was all just make a quick buck. My brain to finger can't English today. Okay. Alright, where is that other power slug? Not that other power slug, the other oil spot. Okay, wow, it's all the way over there. Okay. I kind of think that should get its own stop. I was kind of expecting to just plug everything together, but yeah. There is, in fact, so much oil out here that we're gonna have to really extend this out. Flopping hands are hysterical to you for some reason. Let's pull up some trees. So I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. I'm gonna have to make more of these soon. You go ahead and get the pathing here correct. And if I go ahead and link this in with the rest of the grid... Oh, yeah, this is going to be... Alright, give me a second. I gotta walk this whole path twice. I gotta walk it, too. Well, no, I guess I don't. I don't have enough fingers for this, chat. Okay. There we go, kind of. Ow, that's a bit painful. Okay, let's see if we can connect this. Yeah, we don't want straight. Sometimes I really don't know what this pathing tool is doing. All I need to do is lay these down without them turning green. As long as I can do that, well, or red, obviously. If I can do that, then... Okay, cool. It's not pretty, but it works. And that's kind of been my mantra for this whole thing. 2, 3. I guess every 4, I guess. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't see the seam. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. I hereby declare that close enough. What's up, Ms. Roy? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, and then I have to copy... Okay. And then I have to copy and paste these settings. Into these, because these are too bright. It would be nice if there was a way to define the defaults. For these. Alright, and then let's go ahead. Let's do the other side while I'm thinking about it. I know this isn't the really exciting environment destroying stuff, but don't worry, chat, we'll get there. Don't worry, there's so much oil. So much oil and so little time. Doing good, work is slow today due to the holiday. Yeah. I'm actually getting time and a half for working today, which I appreciate. Pretty excited about that, really. Also curious how many people are going to be traveling today. I would bet a fair few. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to copy you. Paste you. Building up the infrastructure for the unexciting environment destroying stuff. Time looking at Pathfinder PC builds. Discovered there's a new Bard option that lets you influence aminals with performance. I'm building a Disney princess. Nice. Oh, you're getting double. Ooh, double time. Nice. Very nice indeed. Also, before I forget, we are going to need to get rid of some of these. Alright, that one is far enough away that I can't blow it up, which should mean it's not actually going to affect the trucks. These over here, though, I'm pretty sure I need to pop. This one for sure. Holy crap, I left a space? Oh, Jesus. Well, that's bad. I feel like you should have had some adverse consequences for your road. Yeah, the amount of time spent on it. I think that was my adverse... I think that's my adverse effect. Lay some planks across. Actually, I think I can do... Can't we do... Yeah, we can do half foundation. Let's do that. There we go. Actually, I probably should have done it with steel plates. That would have been even funnier. Okay. All right. Now then, back to what we were doing. I need to set up, as it turns out, 2 new oil pumps out here. Also, how are we doing on... Cool. Battery is like 42% charged. Seems like maybe my attempts at increasing my power output were a bit in vain, but in fact, I may have made things worse, but that's okay. Now I have a battery buffer, so that's good. All right, can I? Okay, I should be able to get this out here. Good enough for private sector work. All right, that is right to the edge there. So I'm going to extend that a little bit further. The other helpful thing about this is that I'm basically running power line. Well, I'm not basically. It's literally what I'm doing. I'm running... With all these hooked up, I have power everywhere I take this road. Which is helpful for obvious reasons. Alright. Truck stops going over here. And I am going to fix up the intersections, too, as far as pathing goes. Right, we need a fluid. I gotta make sure I get this right. Fluid truck stop. World needs more wildlife that like to chew on cables. I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I really like that this game isn't like Factorio, where I have to worry about things like destroying my builds all the time. Because frankly, and I think it was a wise choice, because frankly, it's complicated enough building things in this game. Okay, this is actually going to have to be extended further before I can do this. Yeah, just give it a second. I'm uploading 3 concrete per second to the cloud, so that means I can build a new section of road every 100 seconds, or, you know, minute and 40 seconds. That. Don't be a jerk about this. You're not ever gonna have to go this way, so don't be a pain in my ass. There we go. I would absolutely download a highway. I love those old things, because I would absolutely 100% without remorse download all that shit. All of it. All of it. I think we can do this off of just one pipe. I download useful mass transit. Okay. There's that. So this is going to be oil outpost 03. We are loading. That's fine. It's all powered up. It's connected. I just have to make sure the road connections are correct. All right, now, then, let's build us our extractors. And let's hook them up to power. No, not like that, because that looks terrible. I love the absolute hypocrisy of that ad, since they used a font they didn't pay for. Of course they did. Of course they did. All right, there's that. Do not give the road LSD. There's that. We're gonna need a pump. That just looks dumb. We'll do another power pole over here. We'll do it a little bit further away so that it actually connects. Without flipping through things. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that's going to pump all the oil up into there. So these make 100... Oh, this is normal. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it was... Maybe the other one's impure? Maybe the other one's impure, chat. Yeah, it is. So now it's making... Now it's making 90. I think if we do 120 on this one... Yeah, 120 on this one... And 180 on this one makes a proper 300. Cool, okay. Alright, so oil outpost 3 is functional. System operational. Now let's go set up 4. So we're gonna have to keep going on this one. Oh, perfect. Oh, no, not you. So we'll just drive right over this one. I'll put your station right here. Okay. There we go. Pixel perfect, chat. Pixel perfect clearance on that. Okay. I guess I should start... Okay. I don't need to do this right now, but I am going to need to update the blueprint for these. Is the power still holding up? Yeah, and our production is steadily below where max consumption is, but that's okay. And getting worse. It's fine. It's fine. We just need to charge these batteries so that I can slam the whole thing together. It's gonna be fine, chat. Everything's gonna be fine. So this is oil outpost 04. We are going to be loading. Go ahead and fix this up. I was explaining to my family last night what I'm doing in this game. Basically, you can play this game with like trains and other transports, but I'm electing to use only trucks. And they were like, "Is that better?" And I was like, "Oh no, oh no, it's much worse. It is so much worse, in fact." Ah, that's weird. I wanted to align it with the road. There we go. Wait, I can do like this? Oh, that looks insane. You know what? That's fine. Let's just make it simple. Oh, children, avert your eyes in shame. Make your kids a little Victorian way of saying, "Mother, why is father like this?" Oh, so this is a pure node. Which means, Jesus, sorry, kicking out 240. I will single crystal this one. And we'll just let the oil flow. Okay, so I actually have, damn. I have twice as much oil to play with now than I thought I was going to. Like, straight up. So anyway, no, not that. Let's do a smart thing here. Let's go ahead and build out the hypertube network. As we head back along here. And then, of course, we need to fix all this. That fixes just fine. Do like that. Plug that guy into there. Alright, so that's fine. What the hell happened here? Okay, cool. That into there. I fully accept that most of these are never actually going to be used. Like, most of the pathing that I'm doing here is not actually going to be useful. But for the future. For the children, chat. Alright, let's see. Ha! I love that I designed that so it goes straight through there. You know what? I can do better than that. I'm better than this, chat. I think. Okay, now we use this neat little hypertubey branch thingy thing. Like so. And then we build another support. Like so. And get rid of that like so. So that we can make this one diagonal like. And then we put another support. Put this one like here. With an entrance. There we go. All right. So now we can get back here quickly and easily. Now I just need to connect this along here, and we will be all set, chat. Perhaps someday in the future, I'll make a highway blueprint with the hypertube built into it. I mean, that is the entire point of the blueprinting system, is to allow you to do these things quickly and more easily. I put that one too far away. That's fine. That's fine. And then I don't want it clipping into here, so we'll just put a support up here, and then can I reach that? That reaches. That reaches. Okay, cool. All right, Hypertube network secured, chat. I want to do one thing. I would like to do one thing while I'm here. A bit of... I need to blueprint something for this, too. Some kind of little landing plaza. There we go. So now I can just get in and out from here. You know what? Why don't we make this look functional? Why don't we give this spot its own little purpose? There, I like that. Okay, so... Alright, on the map, I have the oil outposts. So I have to go build 2 new intake stations. I think I did everything of particular importance there, right, chat? I built the stations, hooked them up, they're producing oil. I fixed all the pathing, powered them up. Well, we'll find out once we have to lay down the actual route. Hypertubes slow down when you go uphill, and I'm not 100% sure why. Because, I mean, it's just... It's all just pneumatic, right? Also, this has to be the longest hypertube network I've ever built. I generally didn't use them a whole lot in my previous games. Of course, I generally didn't build things this sprawling either. That's a long trip. Okay, we're back. These are more or less running. Alright, so I need 2 new stations. Possible to span the whole planet? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, depending on how long we end up playing this game, we might. To be completely honest with you. Alright. I do want to spend one day sometime just traveling around the world. I wanna spend one day exploring where we just like set off with the intent of reaching the other side of the world. Because we're in one of the corners right now. This whole desert is in one corner of the world. Alright, so how am I naming these things? Okay. I need to name them for the buildings, because there's probably gonna be oil intakes on other parts of the world too. I need to be a bit mindful of that. Alright, so this is gonna be chemical plant, oil intake. O3 for fuel. We'll set you to unload. And you're also going to be for fuel. And you can be set to unload. All right. Okay. OSHA who? Never heard of him. Not in this sector of the galaxy. Oh yeah, and Badoop. And why are you like this now? You used to make just perfectly, you used to make perfect circles. Today it's being a dick for some reason. Well, all I really need is that side. That's correct. Because that's the only turn they're really going to be using. This one's just kind of like a bonus. In case they end up in a really weird path. There we go. Okay. All right. We got these set up. I could... In fact, I should go ahead and get their trucks moving. And I'm going to do that. Let's just check on the status of our refueling. Okay, so that's where fuel comes in to be loaded to the other stations. This is where fuel goes out. I think that should be fine. All right, so not that. All right, transport. Fluid truck. All right, so not that. Not that. I want to... There we go. I want to split you in half. Vehicle path. Okay, so you're going to go to refueling station southwest. Then you're going to go all the way out to oil outpost 3. And then you're going to take that back to oil intake 3. And that is going to take 54 fuel per trip. Alright, now we build another truck, a fluid truck. Yeah, I know I'm in the way. Shut up! I made my roads too complicated. Now I can't throw things down. Alright, you can have the rest of my fuel. And I forgot to name it. God damn it. Same deal. Refueling station southwest. Oil outpost 04. Intake 04. This one's going to be 58. You'll be oil truck 04. Okay. Cool. So the next time Oil Truck 03 comes back, I need to rename it to Oil Truck 03. Alright, and that's going to bring in our fuel. And bring rid of you, because you're in the way now. Okay. Alright, in theory, we're going to be bringing in 300 crude per minute. If I space this out, I could start with 04. And then disassemble going inward. And we've got the battery capacity. It's just, I gotta figure out how big to make all this. So, all right, I'm gonna build another line like this, roughly. This one is five foundations for the upper floor. 4 foundations for the, so let's say 10 foundation. Let's say each of these that I want to make is going to be 10 foundations. All right. We're doing fix it foundations. You can be on 4. Yeah, 5. Let's see. We're gonna want refineries. Actually, what we're really gonna want, we're gonna want pipes and pipeline floor holes and IT junction and refineries and the like. Maybe conveyor lift floor holes. I don't know. Okay, so well, this game doesn't go crazy futuristic design aesthetics. Like the trucks are basically just Caterpillar heavy earth movers with 2 giant container pods. Yep. Dave, hello, good morning. Been thinking about it. I just want to say sorry about nominating that Jonathan Blow game. I wasn't aware of his personal stuff. Oh no. I am glad we played that. Okay. I have always been of the opinion, like, I want to, like, I always prefer to separate the art from the artist. Obviously, I don't want to promote people that are bad influences or use their positions for ill. Jonathan Blow, obviously a shitty person, but like I said, I cannot deny that he is a brilliant game designer. And I do want to see. Like, I do want to see the things that he comes up with. You know, it was the same when we played The Witness. Right up front, we were like, yeah, this is a shitty dude. Yeah, don't platform him. Don't dig into the stuff that he espouses. But at the same time, you know, I wanted to evaluate The Witness on its merits, and I'm glad I did. Okay, so yeah, don't apologize, don't worry about a thing. I'm out of fuel. I still have fuel in my, yes, I do. Okay, thank God. All right. I'm gonna have to use a customizer for this. So I'm actually gonna be using Swatch 2 for my chemical plant. I want to mark out, basically what I want to do is I want to mark out the 10th foundations all the way across. So I know how much space I'm leaving for everything. All right, so that's the 10th one. So now, all right. Oh, this is gonna be really easy, actually. We'll go ahead and zoop that out. Oh yeah, all of this is gonna have to go. Yeah, don't apologize. Don't worry about like the stuff that you nominate. Like, we're all adults here. Even, and you know, I bear the responsibility. Boy, you can barely see that. Hang on, I'm gonna hit something else in the customizer that's like easier to spot. Yeah, there we go. You know, I know y'all are trying your best to pick interesting stuff made by good people. I'm trying to do the same. I'm trying to do my due diligence in vetting things. Everybody's gonna make mistakes. And it's not a huge deal if we do. And again, in general, you know, I'd rather play a game. Yeah, I'd always prefer to experience these things to actually see what they're all about. Like, that's always going to be my main interest. Boy, I guess I didn't need to put all these stations so close over here. Also, I might kind of run out of space for this. Actually, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I got the space. I'm gonna use it. This will be fine. Okay. So this first area over here is going to be for plastic production. This one over here is going to be for rubber production, which is fine because I'm currently stop-gapping my rubber supply for power. Cat and Fox roguelike game kind of hurts your eyes. Understandable. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I'm not even mad about the AI game. You know, mistakes are gonna happen. And I'm, you know, I don't regret playing AI games because it's, you know, it's a tacit reminder that these things are bad. We keep playing absolutely god-awful AI games, and I'm kind of glad we do. Because it is an important reminder that they are bad and they're never going to be good. That's not how I want that to go. I want this plugged into... Not you. I want you in, like... Oh, I see what I did. I didn't do it from the top down. I did it from the bottom up. That's what happened there. Okay, so that's our dividing line for this. And we don't need to cram everything super tight in here either. All right, we're making fuel. The plan is we're making fuel. I'm basically going to have 2 stacks of refineries here. And I want to make sure we got plenty of space for them. Plenty of space for them. All right, so yeah, that's the output there. Okay, if we do that... Let's do it the same way over here. Damn it. Okay. So these will input through here and output through the back. So I can have 2 separate stacks of these things. All right. We are going to be making fuel. Just straight fuel. Each one can take 60 crude per minute, which means each pipeline can support 5 refineries. Now, You know what? I can give myself some space here. It's fine. Two. 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 1, 2. Perfect. Okay. All right. Two. 1, 2. 1, 2. Buddy, do you mind? I'm trying to work here. Okay. AI facial recognition pegged this guy as 85% certain is matching a suspect in car theft. The fact they live in North Carolina, had a verified time card for his work, and the crime took place in Florida, never crossed the cops' minds. And now I'm realizing I should have built this on an upper floor. Damn it. Hang on, we're gonna do something really hacky, but it's gonna be worth it. Honestly, that looks kind of cool too. I'm gonna build these on this upper deck, but I kind of think maybe I should be clipping stuff into other things more, just in general. Buddy, I could really use you fucking off right now. Basically, the land version of Mola Mola. Alright. Alright. This is fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. Let's just dismantle this particular refinery and rebuild it up here, and that'll be that. Wait, how do I have this aligned? Okay. There, right? Yeah, okay. Alright. Sorry, chat. Best laid plans and all that. Alright. Alright, well I can build it that far. Oh no, he's gonna walk into where I'm trying to build the fucking refineries. God damn it. Guy. Buddy. You actually remind me that the This Is Fine dog has a video game now. Okay. Can I, like, can you just... Can you not? Whatever. Whatever. Jesus. Alright, anyway. Now run out of iron plates, too. I mean, I know where I can get more, but still. Alright. Do we actually have oil? Is this working? Yes. These are full of oil. Beautiful. Excellent. I love it. Okay. Now we need to run the pipes. Now we need to run the pipes, and we're going to run the pipes down the middle. And why is this here? Shit. Well, let's upload some of this stuff, I guess. Okay. Anyway, you can construct an enclosure around? No, because of how diligently he, because of how diligently he clips through everything. Also, we're gonna do, where is it? Frame floors. There we go. That'll make it look nice and cool. That's too long. Crazy. Alright. You make fuel. You all make fuel. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and paste all of this before I forget, because I will forget. And then let's see the other pipe. Be kind of cool if I stacked these, but I don't actually need to. The early morning rays over the chemical plant. Brings a tear to the eye, don't it, chat? Alright, so there goes the oil in. I would like to... Unfortunately, that's gonna be iron plates. Let me, This guy's driving me insane. Alright, we're gonna do... Four holes for this, because this is gonna kick out, yeah. Type 1s will be fine for this. Actually, believe it or not, now I can build through here. Whoa, he bounces. I did not realize those guys are bouncy. Okay, fuel. Alright, so each of these is going to kick out 40 cubic meters of fuel per minute, which means each of these stacks is going to produce 200. Now, how much does one of these generators consume? Uncrystal 20. Which means uncrystal, each stack can run 10 generators, or 5 crystal. What's up, Dread? Good to see you. You finally made it. All right. So each of these can... How? Why? What even is this? Pipes. Seriously. Okay, whatever, man. You know what? Re-upload the frames. What is the big building over there? Which one? That's the space elevator. I'm currently building a giant refinery. Okay. Time to reveal my secret ultimate weapon, chat. I have designed a stackable fuel generator tower. Basically, I'm thinking... Can I actually build enough of these? I think with enough... I need more steel and I need more iron plates. But I think I can do it. I just need to stuff some stuff back into my bag of holding. For the time being. Let me head over to the old base. Oh, that's the problem. He clipped onto the platform. So now he's a part of the factory. So actually, hang on. Maybe I can help this guy. Maybe we can get him out of there like that. See, the other thing about this, chat, is I want to make this all expandable because I am actually... If I can just finish this milestone up here, which unfortunately I'm not going to do for a while because I'm not working on reinforced modular frames. Once I get that, I can actually double the output of all of my fluid systems. Which is going to be huge and absurd. Actually, let's crunch some stuff down, too. I'm getting really close to being able to tear all of this down, because it's not even functioning at the moment. Actually, I'm gonna put the boombox away, too. Put the power shards away. I don't even think I need this junk. I don't know why I was carrying around this whole time anyway. Okay. Plates. Plates. Just regular ass plates is all I need. Yep. Regular ass plates. Regular ass plates. All of these make regular ass plates. There we go. Yeah, I've stolen all the plates now. So hopefully that means we can build a bunch of towers. Oh man. Oh man. Get off my fucking factory, asshole. Okay, if I lock this in here, and we attach it to the corner here, I I could pipe this all in directly across. Actually, if I did that, then... Actually, I think maybe we'll want to do this on the lower floor. Yeah, put it in from here. Yeah, I think that'll work. It's an ass. Nothing. What's an ass plate with you? No, what I wanted is you on top of here. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Oh, but it wants to clip in. But why? Oh, because it's gonna... Ah, because it's gonna clip in there. Okay. Damn. It's not actually gonna fit cleanly together. Shoot. Well, I mean, maybe I just need a different connection type. Man, I was really hoping this was all gonna snap together perfectly. But apparently not. So, all right. I'm not gonna agonize over this. It's just not gonna be perfect. That's all. Oh, there, champ. That's 3. Boy, I'm glad I have a jetpack for this. That's 4. And that's 5. Wow, you get a really nice view from up here, chat. That's not even the top. This is. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is really cool. All right, let's hook everything up. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna need that, and I'm gonna need hyper tubes. like that together. This way we can actually get in and out of this place. Oh, and I forgot there's one other thing I need to do. That's okay. I can maybe do it in sequence. Actually, I should probably just go ahead and do it while I'm up here. We've got to connect all the power lines. And that's not gonna be... Oh, wait, no. That's the wrong power... I did the wrong connection, actually. That's what this one's for. Fine, go, buddy, go, buddy, go. I got it. Ow. Okay. Alright, so those are connected. That's connected. Okay. I forgot the other thing I need to do down here. Top one's connected. Wait, that's all... Okay. Man, even if you blueprint these things, there's still a lot of work to be done. Just to get them all... hooked up to everything. Alright, now we do this one. Alright, so that's power connected. That's the hypertube connected. That's the pipe connected. And that's all the colors fixed. Okay. Oh, and then... Alright. Power. Power connected to here. We'll just do it like this. The hyper tube. All right, then this one. Not wall hole, wall support. Entrance on there. There we go. All right, this is all basically hooked up now. Now the question is, will it work? $64 question is, will it work? It is a big ferret tube, isn't it? Okay, the other problem... God damn, that's a tall tower. Ha, Jesus, okay. Alright, everything has to be hooked up to power. Okay, that's all set up. Now, the other thing is going to be pumps. For right now... Right now, I just want to get it running. I'm also going to need pipeline pumps. Okay, they're basically gonna go one level each. Alright, well that's one of them roaring to life. So that's cool. That way. Oh, man. I might need a couple of these, as it turns out, just to make this whole system work. I'm just doing this to make sure it doesn't pump backwards when I do this. There we go. Alright. Alright, seems like that's what I needed. Now let's just chain this up. Okay, that's pretty funny. Alright, this one's functioning now. See if that's gonna get the next one functioning. There we go. Not quite. Jazz base days in No Man's Sky is a bit too lazy to put in that kind of effort. Alright, I think with my current level of technology, I think I might be needing 2 pumps per stack. Now, I am going to get Mark II pumps at some point, which I think, oh, yeah. I just heard the next generator roar to life. Let's make sure that's going to get the top one. There we go. All right. Oh, sorry. We're not even at the top yet. How much do these things cost in terms of power? Doesn't even say. Okay. Okay, my hypertube elevator idea didn't work out so great. I think it makes more sense if you go up from the very bottom. All right, but it's working. Everything's working now, Chad. All right. Let's just re-swatch these. I still can't wrap my head around the idea this was made by the Goat Sim devs. I know. It's absurd, isn't it? Alright, chat. I did it. Now I have to do it 4 more times. Oh my god. Because each of these is... Oh, actually... Actually, I didn't finish what I was doing. We're not... The system isn't ready yet, chat. Yeah. It's all gonna grind to a halt in a second here. And it just did. Current expedition, No Man's Sky is kind of bad. Sorry to hear that. Alright, let's zoop out some more foundations here. That I'm gonna need. Because we are building out here an awesome sink. To get rid of all this crap that I am not ready to process. We will return to this at some point, but not yet. There we go. Alright, so that all goes in the awesome sink, meaning my refineries can start running again, which means the tower will start running again. Alright. Each is kicking out 40 fuel per minute. Each of those is consuming 20 per minute. I could crystal them up, but I want this to be a very expandable system, so everything you just saw, we're going to go through again. I know. I know. That's not how I want that to snap on there. This is how I want this to snap on here. Okay. There we go. The more I watch, the more I think that... Oh, I gotta build this before he actually walks over here. Alright. Basically, this game's version of Pigeon, isn't it? Alright, there's that. Well, I finally ran out of rubber. I can get more of it, it's gonna take a minute. Let me go ahead and hook up what we got. valve on this so it doesn't backflow. Okay. Oh, none of this is connected to power, because, right. Of course it isn't. Because this needs to be upgraded. And that guy, oh my god, guy. Of course I had to build my whole power thing right by this dude. Damn it, that wasn't even the right one. Fuck. There we go. What? Oh my god, I think, oh my god. I think I did something really weird. I think I actually built this pipe into the hole above it and not the one below it. If that makes any sense. I didn't even know you could do that. I'm bored. Okay. I have to redo this floor hole for some reason. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And then let's connect you to you. There we go. Okay. Alright, now that's gonna pump up. Now we can put one of these on here. Now we can put two of these on here. Go. And now... Crap. Okay. Well, we'll come back to this guy. Hyper tubing. Get everything with the customizer. It's actually a really annoying little... There it is. There's a little patch of orange in there. Alright, that's all working now. Power-wise, we have an immense amount of power. Alright, unfortunately, we need to make a little detour here. On the bright side, now, once I get these towers... Jesus Christ, that's really something, chat. We need to make a few minute journey out to the farthest reaches. So I can hook something up. Now, y'all are gonna have to remind me this is out here, because I will forget. But we have these huge reserves of rubber and plastic sitting out at our original, like, stopgap refinery. I'm gonna hook them up to dimensional depots. But I'm going to forget they're out here. So at some point later, once the chemical plant is complete, I'm gonna need to come back and reclaim them. Because Mercer spheres are in high demand. Honestly, as I build out this whole factory, I'm gonna want to hook everything up to dimensional depots. Especially a lot of the basic stuff that I haven't hooked up, like iron plates and reinforced plates. Also, sometime, maybe next week, well, maybe, I don't know. It's kind of hard to take the time to explore right now because there's so much stuff that I just want to, like, I want to get it processing so it can just make a bunch of stuff. All right, what do we got? That's rubber. That's just a whole bunch of other crap. Who cares? Yeah, okay. And then, I mean, just for the sake of logistics, we'll just shove. Oh, I did it backwards. That's cute. I love doing things backwards, chat. In case I forget to come out here before I, and everything. And then, yeah, there's another big-ass container of plastic over here, which I'm gonna have to hand make. I'm suddenly reminded that I'm gonna have to go out and get Sam, like, actually connected into everything else at some point. That is a project far off the... Chat, I wanted to get... Oh, God. I wanted to get sulfur hooked up, and I'm not even close. Like, not even remotely. You know what? I bet that's fine. I think that's enough fluctuation for now. Alright. So plastic was already in good shape. Plastic was already going the way it was supposed to go. Usually don't do expeditions until unless the final reward interests you. I find it too directed for a game where you just fuss around endlessly. Yeah, I never did expeditions when I played. Just wasn't particularly interested. Actually, I'm just gonna grab all of this. Why the hell not? Okay. And then... It's kind of funny that I'm over here, but I'm going to go all the way around. It might be quicker to zipline over? Because I can zipline from here. Let's try it, chat. Because, man, if I can get, at the very least, I want to get all of these... all these plants hooked up so that then on Monday, I can build out rubber and then get sulfur in. And then I'm gonna have to redo this entire pipe network for turbo fuel. But it's taking shape, chat. I gotta say, I'm pleased with this progress. I was a little bit worried that building out power was gonna be more onerous than this, but it seems to be working out. Oh, you can see the towers from here, chat. That's really cool. It's starting to come together. Actually, you know what? I can just feather this. It's fine. Would it really be so busted to let people have parachutes and jetpacks at the same time? I don't think so. I think that would be fine. Did I? Damn. I might need to redo this whole pipe thing, chat. Or maybe not. Maybe it just takes time for that bottom one to fill up. Anyway. Cool, okay. Right, next. No, no. Yeah, that seems right. And then we need one more on top of this. All right, cool. Build that into there. Let's just hit it with the customizer. Connect this one down down to here. That up into there. That into there. Put our 2 pipeline pumps. Colors. Connect this to the rest of the power. Why is it like this, man? I hate this. There are some things in this game that are just kind of janky. They just kind of don't work right. Sometimes they just refuse to cooperate. Okay, and I think that did it. I think we're all good now. Okay, everything's working, chat. Ugh, stinky. All right, that's 1/2 of the power production I've been doing. This other side isn't even hooked up yet. I think we're gonna do this one a little bit differently. I'm gonna do this one under. I probably should have done the other one that way. But it's fine. Wondering on whether the mixed reception of Solaris DLCs are genuine issues or content or burnout over the franchise in general. I was reading reviews of the Nomad DLC that they just put out. It sounds like that one might actually have some problems. And their first patch for it made some pretty major adjustments, so I mean, that, to be fair, that team has a pretty impossible job. Like, basically getting people to accept, or building onto that game at this point is such an immense challenge. This guy is driving me insane, chat, and Chat, I'm really sorry about this, but I can't with this guy. I'm really sorry, but I can't allow this. Oh, hey! That's kind of not what I wanted, but okay. Like, I'm just afraid he's gonna be back now sometime. Oh my god, okay, we don't want to do that. That almost killed me. That super almost killed me. Wow. I didn't realize the hypertubes spiking into the ground would cause that kind of damage. It's a ball of work. How you doing? Goes out to all our American friends that have been clowning on y'all about how hot it is. I live in Los Angeles. I have nothing to say on that matter. Absolutely nothing. A7 degrees Fahrenheit in my attic apartment right now, and the local heat wave is beginning, and I apologize. Oh! Okay, that's pretty funny. Okay. Oh, whatever. My hope is that now that I've got so much of this down, I can just kind of connect it all up really fast. And I hope I didn't just jinx it by saying that. sheer number of these things that I need to build is frankly staggering. Meme going around about British people being totally unprepared for American heat. I'm like, shut up, you live in a country that doesn't believe in AC. You can handle it. Shit. God damn it. Fine, we'll just land and do it. There we go. Okay. Let's just get this hooked up. Transport, wall support. Tube entrance. Hyper tube. There. That's all good. All right, and then what we're gonna do here, I think, is we'll do a T-junction. Customizer. There we go. Okay. Now we should. I swear to God. Had enough. I've had enough. Actually, they might be unkillable.
What made you look at that poor animal and decide it deserved pain?
Look at this, Ada. Look at what I've had to deal with. I'm not gonna be judged by you. Ugh. All right, well, it turns out I gotta do that with junctions. There we go. All right. That's gonna be that. Now I just need to power this thing on. Also, we're gonna put a merger in here. Okay, I don't intend to keep this like this, but because this is all going to be used for other purposes. I just haven't decided what yet. There we go. All right, let's hook it up. Let's hook this up. Jesus, that's something, isn't it, chat? That is something else. Okay. Now while that's getting plugged in, I'm going to build the 4th tower. I hope. Yes, miraculously, I still have all the pieces I need for the 4th tower. And of course I'm gonna have to move the awesome sink because it's gonna be right in the way of the goddamn pipeline I'm trying to build. Players in the way. Don't you sass me. Sure, man, whatever. This thing actually plugged into anything? I'm not sure it is. Okay, now it is. Alright, whatever. Alright, tower's filling up. Alright. This looks complex. Well, that's because it is. That's because it is. Fortunately, I have blueprinted the vast majority of this. So... there's only a little bit of connectivity work that I have to do for each floor to make all this work. I have to connect the power from floor to floor. I have to connect the hypertubes from floor to floor. The most complicated part is I have to build the pipelines, which means I connect the floors. I put a junction for that floor's generator. I connect that, and then to ensure that the fuel can actually flow vertically, I have to put a pair of pipeline pumps and then attach them to the power network. And then when that's all done, I hit them with a little paint. And we move on to the next floor. Remembering, before we go, to connect this power pole to the power pole below it so the tower is actually connected. What's the reason for 2 pumps? There's 2 tiers of pump in this game. The ones that I have access to right now don't have enough head lift. Like this one, let me see if I put this here. You can see that this one will only pump it up to here. It won't actually go through the ceiling into the next area, which is what I need. Now, when I unlock the next pump, which is honestly when I hit this milestone up here that's been sitting here for a couple days, I can come back and I can replace my dual pumps with a single pump, which I will probably do because I'm pretty sure it'll be more energy efficient. And considering the scale that I'm building these towers on, I'm gonna want that. Because it's each of these towers takes like 10 pumps to operate. Right? 8 or 10. If I was smart, well, no, that wouldn't really make a difference. I'm doing it the same way, so. This is just how I do. I wanted to make fuel generator towers because fuel generators take up a ton of space. And it's not like I'm actually short on space, but I also thought it would look really cool. And to be fair, it looks really cool. Alright, we made it down to the ground floor. Finally. So this one, I need to customize a little bit more, because I don't need this. What I want is like the tube wall support connecting to that with an entrance. Plug into the back here. Alright, and then this time we do pipe and then a cross junction. And then our requisite 2 pumps. Alright, that'll do for now. Alright, everything's hooked up. Now I just need to hook up the actual pipe. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. And with this design, I don't need valves either, which is nice. All right, so as soon... Yep, there it goes. There it goes, chat. I did it. I did it. Look at what I did today. Jesus. Oh my God. Good Lord. Alright, as far as power goes... Alright. We are killing power consumption now. What's your carbon footprint? Yes. Basically Bigfoot. Alright, so I am done for today. I have done what I came here to do. On Monday... Actually, how is the... Oh, you know what? I might need... Ooh, I might need additional trucks. I might need to put 2 trucks on these routes because these routes are so long. We'll see, though, because these pipes are still full. I'll just have to monitor it. Because, yeah, the storage is running out of oil. Well, not that... Okay. 3 just made it here. Where's 4? Okay, oil truck 4 still has a ways to go. So. Alright, anyway. When I come back on Monday, I'm going to tear out this stopgap stuff. And I'm going to build out rubber production. Which will also... I need to check on fuel. I need to make sure that all my depots have enough fuel. Because I'm going to need to increase fuel production. as I add more trucks to this whole network. That's all gonna get wired into there. Damn. Damn. All right, anyway. So yeah, when we come back on Monday, I will build out the rest of the chemical plant. If you can believe it, this is not the rest of it. I still need to do rubber. Ideally, get sulfur in here. Maybe start work on turbo fuel so that all of this can make even more power. But yeah. We are powerful. And I will probably do a little bit of detail work and stuff over the weekend. Just because that's the good time to build out the supports and edit the railings and reroute pipes if I really need to. Do all the color customization. I might go through and run the customizer over everything. Imagine doing all this work and then forgetting to save. Yeah. Fortunately, the game does autosave. So even if I forgot, it autosaved like a minute before I manually saved. So there is that. But yeah. So, no streams this weekend. I'm working Saturday and Sunday, so don't expect any surprise streams this weekend. Monday, we'll be back with more Satisfactory. Satisfactory will continue Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the mornings, as it has been. And then next Wednesday and Thursday nights, I don't know what exactly we're going to do. I haven't planned that far in advance. So I'll probably let you know closer to... I'll probably let you know on Monday stream, maybe. If it doesn't end up being a big surprise, so... Anyway, gang, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining me for the power expansion I've been needing to do for weeks, probably. Now that our power supply is secure, I can tear out a bunch of stuff. I can hook a bunch of stuff back up. Like I can hook my original base back up to power. And I can start working on other factory buildings completely unfettered. So yeah, we'll talk all about all of that more on Monday. For now, thanks again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you then. Until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.